un salario de miseria por $6 la hora, 12 horas al día. No estamos mendigando nada de ello. Estamos exigiendo lo que nos pertenece. Muchos, cientos de niños inmigrantes encerrados en jaulas. ¿Se imaginan ustedes sobrevivir un día encerrado en una jaula con condiciones extremadamente frías y sin comida? Donald Trump no está haciendo esto, no es el primero que está deportando a miles de trabajadores, a miles de inmigrantes, a cientos de niños, a familias completas, destruyéndolas, separándolas. No es el primero. Los demócratas y republicanos es lo mismo. Lo único que podemos hacer y que puede traer justicia para la clase obrera, para la clase trabajadora, es un partido obrero revolucionista. Es el único que puede romper con toda la clase capitalista. Y creo que tenía muchas otras cosas, pero por ahora es todo.
I wish she could speak English. I'm just walking around. I don't speak any Spanish.
What really got me what really brought me to this rally right now is what happened with the latest threat of police brutality with Jacob Blake happened in Wisconsin. Which is troubling me to the point. How can you shoot somebody in the back 7 times?
Well, what happened to the guy? I mean, I got kind of sketchy and contradictory information that he wasn't a good guy to start with. That he came to his girlfriend. I'm sorry to say, inserted his digit into her private parts, and then he essentially stole her car. And he had an order of protection against her. So he's not a saint. I mean, I'm sorry.
So there's more told in the story than there is.
100%. That's why you have to get to the bottom of it.
So there's more told in the
It's not like, a white policeman killed a black man. Well, white policemen kill any criminals, white, black, Asian, Jewish, whatever. It doesn't matter. A criminal is a criminal.
So what led to him being shot in the back 7 times?
I don't know those particular kind of moments, why in the back, but...
Why did the officer have to shoot him?
But look, I mean, you and I know, if we have plenty of police around.
Yeah.
They're not bothering you, they're not bothering me. And if you obey the police, nothing's going to happen to you. I'm sure you lived earlier life over here. If you didn't have trouble with the police, they wouldn't care about who you are, your color, your race, I mean, religion. Who cares, right? So, but this guy, he wasn't a good guy. That's the bottom line. And as far as I'm concerned, I don't care again about the race, the color. I divide people into 2 categories. Good people and bad people. That's it. If he's a bad guy, well, I'm sorry about what happened, but hey, you're not supposed to do what you're supposed to do. You had an order of protection. You brutalized your former girlfriend, I believe. You stole her car. I mean, what do you expect?
That's what I heard.
See?
I heard she had order of protection against him.
Exactly. So, I mean, what is the police supposed to do? Let her kind of maybe murder her?
Yeah.
Had police not got, you don't want me taking my mask off.
Oh, no, not at all.
I don't care much about masks. I mean, I think it's a little bit overrated, this virus thing.
I think it is too.
But wait, I mean, since I took...
Walk around with this.
I hope this is going to go away soon.
I'm hoping this thing just evaporates, goes away.
I know.
I don't know.
But the good news is not, it's bad, but it's not this tremendously...
I want to know more about what happened. I'll love to know the full detail about why this man is now paralyzed.
Yeah, but generally speaking, like, these people kind of generalize. And the generalization is that all cops are racist and they all hate black people. I mean, did you have any trouble with the cops?
I haven't had any trouble with the cops at all.
And
the cops give me an order, I'm going to do it. The cops tell me to put my hands up, I'm going to do it.
Of course.
I'm not going to resist.
Oh, absolutely.
I'm not going to nothing. I'm going to walk away, and I'm going to thank you. I'm going to walk away. If the cops do anything that I feel intimidated in my life, I'll make my way to to say, because I don't want to become a statistic of these people right here.
Well,
I'm
exactly.
not saying they were wrong or right what they did, but maybe they could have said, okay, if I would have done it this way, I just would have been alive. If I did this, I would have been alive.
Yeah, that's exactly. I mean, this is the same thing with
That's
Floyd,
how I'm looking at it.
and then
all lives matter to me, yes. But
and it should be that way.
Sometimes, if you're caught, you're caught.
Well, and again, you're caught because you committed a crime. As simple as that, right?
Yeah.
See, I came from the place. You know what should have been a motto from the place I came from? No lives mattered.
Oh, yeah, true.
But I didn't even tell you what place that is.
Oh, where's that at?
That's USSR.
Oh, so now it's a question. Oh, wow.
So in USSR, no lives mattered. I mean, there were equal opportunity murderers like Stalin and Lenin, you know, all these people. And now these people want socialism in this country. I don't understand. What's wrong with them?
Yeah,
Socialism? I mean, they just gave you, look at this. The internationalists,
Shot Jacob Blake.
you know, the workers.
Oh, I didn't know you shot him to the hospital, babe.
Well, yeah.
That I didn't know that he had.
But so what? If you come again, it all started with a man committing a crime. As simple as that. This is just a standard procedure.
I didn't know that he was handcuffed to the bed after he was shot.
Yeah, but I'm bringing your attention to internationalists because this is a communist. I mean, look at this. They're socialist revolution. They want to destroy capitalism. So would you agree with them that we should get rid of capitalism? What do you think? I mean, me asking, coming from a socialist, so-called socialist country, you know, USSR, they can convince me there's no way because I live this nightmare. And now you want to bring this nightmare to America?
That's what it is. It's a nightmare.
China, Soviet Union, Eastern Europe, let's say Mozambique, Cambodia, North Korea, Cuba. I mean, back in the day, of course. Indochina, like Laos and Vietnam and Cambodia. I mean, look, Cambodia. I mean, Pol Pot. He murdered literally every third or so of his own citizens for no reason whatsoever, sending him to the so-called killing fields, or do the farming. Intellectuals, professors, doctors, digging potatoes. I mean, are you kidding me? They did the same in USSR. So my question is, do you think that these people that gathered over here that they're on the right track? Because that's what I'm going to do. Honestly,
I don't know what to say.
But it's important. I mean, it's really important. Look, they want to make USSR out of the United States of America. If they tell me that, I'll say, hell no, I live that. But that's essentially what they're saying. Make USSA as opposed to USA.
USSA.
Socialist state of America.
Oh my goodness.
See, listen to them.
Yeah, I hear her. I see the sign.
I see you're not part of this group. You're just passing by.
I haven't just passed by.
I see.
I see what's happening. I mean, I see what's going on in the world. I'm very tuned to what's going on in the current events happening right now.
That's very important.
As a young man.
But also as important is to analyze the events, not to take anything at face value.
Oh no.
Just analyze for the right or wrong. Just use common sense. That's what's missing.
Common sense.
Exactly.
Common sense. Nobody ever heard of Jacob Blake until now. Nobody ever heard of George Floyd until that event happened.
And George Floyd, was he a saint? George Floyd?
I don't think he was a saint either. No.
Well,
I think all
he
that-
was a career criminal to start with.
Mm-hmm.
And let's see who's calling me. That's my wife.
I think.
I'll call it back. Sorry.
I think what happened with George Floyd could have been invented. I think what happened to George Floyd.
You do my turning around a little bit. You don't mind talking to you, right?
No, not at all.
Oh, okay, great. Do my turning because I'm against the sun.
Oh yeah, me too.
Just this way, standing.
I think what happened to George Floyd and all the other victims of police brutality. Common sense, like you said, common sense.
Exactly, common sense.
Common
right.
sense. I know I'm a career criminal. My life in jeopardy.
Who's career criminal?
No, any people here like George Floyd.
He was a career criminal, wasn't he?
I believe
He was. He had almost lethal amounts of fentanyl.
Oh, he did?
Yeah, almost lethal. I mean, he almost died. I mean, obviously, the It was determined that
I didn't know this.
yes, and methamphetamine. So fentanyl and methamphetamine, it would have killed any other person. He was just, strong enough not to be killed by that amount of drugs. But even that's besides the point.
I didn't know. Wow.
Look, see, you don't have to go far. Just Google, and you'll see it right there.
I never knew that.
But you know what? The most important thing is that he wasn't arrested because he was a black man. He was arrested because he tried to pass on fake $20 bill. Had he not passed this fake $20 bill, he would have been alive right now, right? Right or wrong?
So he was a criminal.
He was a criminal.
Yeah, see?
So it was unfortunate, obviously.
He's trying to pass a fake $20 bill.
Yes. Oh, they're so
It
loud.
was like he knew. He knew.
Oh, absolutely,
He knew it
yes.
was a fake 20.
Oh, absolutely. Of course. He did it on purpose.
He did.
Right? So if you go to a store and you give to store owner a $20 bill, essentially you're stealing $20 from that person, right? Because he goes to the bank and the bank is going to forfeit the $20 bill. I'm in business myself. I got fake bills every now and then. But that's my loss. So he was. But another important point is that justice prevailed. So you would have rioted and have absolutely supported riots if, let's say, injustice was done, an innocent person was murdered, and the perpetrator of this murder was not punished. All the cops that committed what they committed, and of course they're innocent until proven guilty to start with, okay? So they're in jail. So what is there to write about? They did something wrong. They're innocent until proven guilty, of course, A career criminal is that, which is, of course, a bad thing. But, well, I'm sorry. I mean, he started his own downfall.
He did,
So justice is working. I mean, is it worth burning mostly black neighborhoods? I mean, think about it. People are rioting, burning down stores.
And looting and all that.
Looting, I mean... And it's not happening in white areas, but it doesn't matter white or black. I mean, it's irrelevant. This is not how in America, and coming from Ex-USSR, this is not how in America you express your opinion, right? I mean, we might disagree politically, but we're standing over here, we're exchanging peacefully our ideas, and that's how it's supposed to be, right?
Oh, yes.
Good.
Oh, man. All these things, I'm so saddened. But if these were career criminals, they should have thought, common sense. If I do this, I might do this. If I do this, I'm going to do this.
Of course.
My life might be in jeopardy. I might get killed.
Isn't it common sense?
Yeah. I might get killed.
Yeah.
All these things happen. I remember Sean Bell. He was shot 50 times. Common sense. If you're somewhere drinking, acting a fool, and you see what's going on, you should be like, okay, I'm thinking about this now.
That's right.
I mean, I go out and I drink, but I don't get to the point where I'm putting my life in harm.
Exactly.
I love going out. I love going to have a good time. I love going out and having a drink and partying, get a little tipsy. But I know when to say there's enough. I know not to say, okay, I'm not going to put my life in harm's way. Like you said, common sense.
Common sense, exactly.
I would love to go out and have a drink. Sit down, have a drink. Not pass $20 bills, not abuse a restraining order against you, not resisting arrest.
Thank God they stopped.
Oh, they did?
No, you're absolutely right. And it has nothing to do with racism whatsoever.
Yeah, you're right.
Do they arrest white people? Of course they do. Yeah. I'll give you my example.
Yes, they arrest
They
arrest white people and black people.
10 years ago or so, there was a serial rapist in New York on the loose. He happened to look like me.
What was his name?
I forgot his name, but remember, like about 10 years ago, there was a serial rapist.
Yes, I do remember. I can't remember his name.
Yeah, it totally eludes me as well.
Right.
So I was sitting in the car and just going through my paperwork and stuff like that, and probably someone looked in the car and they saw that I look like this guy. They called the police. So the police runs up to me, opens the door. They ask me to get out of the vehicle, put my hands on top of the car. They asked me for my ID. I was trying to get inside. They said, no, don't move. Tell me where your ID is. They got inside the car. They took my wallet. They looked at the name. Well, wrong identity. So, but they didn't do anything to me. I was obeying them. Imagine if in this situation I started fighting them, I started running away, I would have gotten a bullet in the back of my head, and rightfully so.
You would have got shot.
Yeah.
Exactly.
But I followed the police orders, and absolutely nothing happened to me. They just apologized and said, sorry, wrong identity.
Orders.
Of course.
Follow their orders. Show me your hands. Show me your ideas.
Yeah.
Just stay where you are. Just show me where it is.
Exactly.
Right here, officer, it's in my back. Just keep your hands where I can see them. You know what I mean? One person. Have a good day.
Yeah, exactly.
Because things can happen.
I'm sure it happened to you. Didn't it? See?
Yes. A couple of times. Yes.
There you go.
A couple of times.
And speaking of
I'm
racism,
not ashamed to say it.
yeah, things happen.
Several times. But I'm here still alive to tell the story.
I can smell marijuana. Did you smoke marijuana?
No, I didn't.
Or maybe somebody else. I'm very, very sensitive to smell.
Somebody's smoking somewhere.
Someone could be. But also.
But it all comes down to basic common sense.
Exactly. 100%. I'm glad that we're talking.
Oh yeah, for sure. It all comes down to basic, fundamental common sense.
That's exactly right. And again, when we talk about racism, half or at least a large number of cops are black.
Oh yeah.
So how can you say that all cops are pigs and racist when a large number of cops are blacks? How can a black be a racist? I mean, a black, excuse me? I'm a Jew. How can a Jew be anti-Semitic? He's being an asshole. Exactly. He's being an idiot. You can call, another Jew whatever names you want, but he can't possibly be anti-Semitic
exactly right.
Because, belong to the same tribe.
Exactly.
So, when the black cop arrests or kills or whatever, a black criminal, there's nothing racist about it. Because you're black. I mean, how can a black be a racist to another black person?
Exactly.
Makes no sense. Common sense, like you said.
Basic common sense.
Exactly.
If you have a restraining order against somebody, deal with it in another way.
Yeah.
You bring an officer with you if you have to.
That's right.
Officer, mind if I come with me and pick this up? I have a restraining order against this person. Tables are turned now. He went in there involuntarily.
Well,
she probably felt threat.
Of course she did. I mean, she had a restraining order in the first place against this guy.
Against him. Because of his prior...
Yeah, prior shenanigans, exactly.
Yeah. He had something against her. She had something against him that prevented him from being around her.
And it must be something really serious for the cops or for the judge to issue a restraining order, right?
Yeah, to stay away from that person.
Exactly. I mean, after all, I do believe that this is the country of laws. The minute you start believing in it, I mean, it will become like USSR, the country escaped from.
I mean, stay away from that person.
It means that she had enough evidence, enough arguments for the judge to decide that, yes, this guy...
A restraining order against her.
Exactly. That he had to stay away from her, and he didn't.
He made something great. He might be violent. He might harm himself.
Yeah.
Harm the kids. This, that, and the third. I don't know everything what happened because we weren't there. But a restraining order means a restraining order.
That's exactly right.
Obey by your restraining order.
Yeah.
You feel what he should have did. My personal opinion. My personal opinion as a young man. I mean, I'm 38 years old. What I would have done in his shoes with a restraining order against the baby mother. I would actually brought an officer with me. Officer, you mind if you come with me? I have a restraining order against this woman. You mind if I go there and hand this to her? Not all of a sudden you're gonna walk up to her, cause harm,
stealing her car, and then complaining, that the police brutalized him.
Stealing a car.
Yeah, I mean, seriously, had he not done all of that, he would have been paralyzed today, and there would have been a problem.
He would have been living his life just like this.
That's exactly right.
Not laying in a hospital.
Exactly.
7 bullets, maybe more. I don't know his wounds.
But it's irrelevant.
Bed, fighting for it. Paralyzed, can't walk.
Exactly. You're not afraid of cops, right?
No. I'm not intimidated by them.
Exactly.
I'm not afraid of them.
Of course. The reason being...
They tell me to do something, I'm going to do it.
Yeah, and the reason you're not afraid...
Challenge their authority, I'm not going to...
Absolutely. You're a smart man.
I'm not getting confirmation with them. If I'm at a place, I'm at a line with them, I'm going to... I'm caught.
And in 30 years of your life, you said that you were stopped by cops several times, and yet nothing happened to you, right? And I'm sure the cops were black or white. Neither one of them mistreated you, right?
Neither one of them pulled out their gun or felt my life was in jeopardy. My life was
exactly.
to them, or my life. That's the word. My life was in threat to them because you know why? Because I use common sense.
That's exactly right. You're a smart man.
I use common sense.
That's right. That's all that you have to do.
This could have happened without common sense.
100%.
I'm not taking nobody's side. They were wrong. Common sense, man.
You're so right.
How common,
I wish more people were to hear. Actually, I'll make
common
sure that a lot of
sense,
people will hear what you're saying.
I wish they could too. I would like to go on the mic and tell. I'm not taking nobody's side with this. Okay, I support Black Lives Matter. All lives matter to me, but common sense, bro.
Yeah, but Black Lives Matter is kind of a misleading thing, and also what I'm learning, basically Black Lives Matter is not really about Black lives.
No, it's not.
This is a socialist Marxist movement, which is even worse. And the socialist Marxist movement, like I said, no lives matter. I came from that from shithole, you know. No lives matter to communists and socialists.
Exactly.
Never did, and never will.
Exactly. Common sense.
Common
Common
sense.
sense can save your life.
Oh, and it does. To the majority of people, it's not like this is. I mean, they blow out of
And
proportion.
it's just basic knowledge, common sense.
Well, what do you do for a living? You have a lot of common sense. I'm sure you've succeeded in life.
I used to write articles for a college school before I lost my job during this pandemic situation. But
Writing articles, I can
yeah.
tell with that. You're a quite eloquent person, yeah.
common basic sense is what I base these riots about and, and all these protests about. Common sense. You know what I mean? I'm a young African American black man born here in America.
God bless you. And you're so lucky.
I see what's going on, and I can count that on my hands and my fingers how many people got shot by police brutality. But if they would just thought, it's like common sense. She mentioned something about Michael Brown. That's another one. He went into 7-Eleven, tried to hold the place up. Officer pulling up behind him. He was caught, but he trying to challenge the officer. Officer told him to stop. He didn't stop. He ran. Officer shot him in the back and killed him.
Don't run.
Common sense.
Common sense.
If you're in there,
Thank
and
you.
you committed a crime, and you got caught, I'm caught.
And it should be this way.
He would have been out. He would have been out of jail to this day and still living if he would just said, "Okay, I'm caught." Officer, put my hands up behind your back. There's charges. He would have been home out. But now he was shot and killed.
Yeah, but think about this way.
It just goes on and on and on and on and on and on.
Yeah, but would you want? I mean, obviously, a person who commits a crime is, by definition, a criminal. So now, would you want to live in a place where people commit crimes, become criminals, and yet they're freely walking around, you know, looking for another opportunity?
Exactly.
You know, looking to commit yet another crime.
Another crime, and see if I can get over with it, and see if I can get
that's
away
it.
with it.
If you don't stop it, who stops that? The police. So, I mean, we kind of completed this circle now. If you do not commit the crime, nothing's going to happen. We live almost in paradise.
Exactly. You don't break the law or do anything that's out of character, out of your way. You're going to live a long life.
That's right.
You're going to live a long life. That's how I look at it. Luckily, I don't know.
And healthy, too.
Most importantly, your health is important. Especially right now, we're pretending to going around. We're just coronavirus.
You know who caused it? Speaking of which, where did it come from? A communist China. I don't call it a COVID-19. Hell no. Because it was, I mean, in my mind, from what I know, my theory, not theory, I can theorize, but kind of logic, common sense is that
that's the word I use so well, common sense.
Right, so there's a lab, a virus escaped, this level 5 as it's called, there's only one in Wuhan, the virus escaped, I mean, the accident happened, well, it's bad.
Oh yeah.
But what is absolute 100% worse and criminal is that the minute the Chinese learned, any responsible country would have alerted the rest of the world. We've got a problem, we've got an accident.
Exactly.
And here what it is, please help us contain it, so be forewarned. This is what happened. Chinese were hiding it for several months. They allowed it to spread around the world.
Wow.
And that's where I put the blame squarely at the feet of the communists. Not so much Chinese, because there are beautiful Chinese countries like Taiwan, for example, or I should say former Hong Kong, because it was taken over recently by the Chinese.
Oh, wow.
It's about communism. And these people who are kind of protesting over here, that's what they want America to become. A communist, socialist hellhole I came from.
Exactly.
And it's disgusting.
I support them so much. But,
You supported them?
But,
who, the socialists?
No. People come out here and speak about their exercise their right to protest, but I don't support the fact that the victims do not use common sense.
That's right.
That's what they're missing.
That's right.
That's about the missing. A life was taken. Yes, I understand that.
And it's very deplorable. Obviously, every life matters.
A life was taken. Yes, I understand that. I respect that. Life is a gift.
Yeah.
You get one life.
That's right.
They're forgetting the point that they didn't use common sense.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, right.
That's my opinion.
Yeah, right.
They didn't use common sense.
So tell to everybody, use common sense. And
before you become another statistic.
Exactly.
Use common
What's your name?
Christian.
I like this name, Christian. I'm Vladimir.
Vladimir, nice to meet you.
Typical Russian name.
All right, nice to meet you, Vlad.
Well, pleasure.
Like Vladimir Putin.
Yeah, that's another dictator, another character.
Yeah.
I have nothing to do with him.
Basic common sense.
Yes,
that's
sir.
That's all I'm saying. I'm not, like I keep saying, I ain't taking nobody's side. All cops are not bad cops, like you're just saying. All black cops are not bad cops. All white cops are not bad cops. I give all cops a fair shake. But all this wouldn't prevent it, and prevent you use common sense.
That's true.
That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying.
All right.
Vladimir, that's all I gotta say. You know what I mean? When is this going to end?
When?
This has been this 2020. By all means, my opinion, has been a deadly year. I thought 9/11 was a deadly year. I thought when this city was attacked almost 19 years ago was a deadly year. But
do you mind turning around a little bit?
Yeah.
So just this way.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So that you can stay here. So that this way the sun is going to be on you.
But this year,
and I can see you better.
This year has been a deadly year. And ask anybody here, they'll tell you this year has been
for New York City specifically. And why is that? Well, we have
numerous of things.
What do you think is the most important thing? The reason number one?
Common sense. That's one of the reasons.
Well, criminals don't have common sense. If they did, they wouldn't become criminals.
Yeah, true.
So that's not the point.
I can't say wrong place, wrong time.
Well, I can tell you if you want to hear.
Yeah.
Well, we had. I came to the country during the last days of Dickens, when Dickens was a mayor, a Democrat. David Dickens. Okay.
First African American mayor.
Well, but who cares? Again, I don't care black, white, Asian, Jewish, Hindu. I don't care. To me, there's a good mayor or a bad mayor.
Right.
That's it. How do we measure it? One statistic is probably the level of crime.
True.
Okay, so under Dickens, it was a nightmare. You go to the 42nd Street, forget about it. Remember these peepholes? Times Square. Oh my God! Oh, it was a horror story.
It was a nightmare.
Then who succeeded him?
Giuliani. No.
Koch, I think, was for a while. Ed Koch. No, he was also.
No.
I'm trying to remember. Oh,
yes, it was.
Yeah,
it was
Koch.
Jenkins.
Yeah, Dickens and then Koch.
Then Giuliani.
And then Giuliani. Koch, I guess, was a little better, right? It was a little better, but he was also a Democrat.
Right.
It was only under Giuliani.
But Dickens. I remember Times Square. Times Square was not like it is now. Times Square was
horror story.
It was a horror story.
Oh, absolutely.
You couldn't walk in it because there's so much going on.
Yeah.
Prostitutes,
drug
dealers, running around robbing, looting,
I know.
shooting.
And it was run
selling.
down. Unlike right now, it looks like Las Vegas right now. Back then it was, oh my God, 42nd Street, forget about it.
Times Square is a tourist attraction.
Exactly.
When Dickens was the mayor, it was total opposite. Same was Manhattan by the Apollo. I remember the Apollo area.
But now, yeah, exactly. I was there at that time too. I mean, you would go on tour to the Bronx, and it was like a war zone. A war zone. It's like, you want to see a war? Okay, go to the Bronx.
Go to the Bronx. War stories. I call it war stories.
War story. But here's the pattern: Democrat, Republican, which is Giuliani, Bloomberg, and now De Blasio
is a Democrat.
Not just a Democrat. He's worse than a Democrat. He's a socialist.
Oh, De Blasio is
Yes, you didn't know that? They went to Cuba. They loved Castro. They loved Soviet Union.
Oh wow! I am not.
And look what's happening.
I'm not a fan of De Blasio.
Good.
I don't like De Blasio. I mean.
But he was elected fairly.
Yes, and all these mayors, I can honestly say, I kind of like how Giuliani led the city at 9/11.
Yeah.
He did a good job at it.
Oh, absolutely.
Because the city was in a
trauma. Yeah.
Were you here doing 9/11?
Yeah, I was. I was going almost every day to that spot.
By the World Trade Center.
Exactly, the former World Trade Center, and a friend of mine actually was murdered.
Oh my
by these radical Muslims. He was a policeman. His name was brought up by George Bush himself. He paid him a tribute.
Yeah, George Bush was
because
the president.
yes,
Bush
because
was the president
right,
when-
the younger.
Yeah.
Because
the younger Bush was the president.
Right.
When the 9/11 attacks happened.
his name is John Perry.
John
So
who?
John Perry.
John Perry.
And his name is obviously at this memorial, written in this marble in this memorial.
Right.
So his story is very interesting because on 9/11, and on the morning of 9/11, he was a policeman. He decided to quit police and become a lawyer. He was a lawyer for the police department.
Oh.
So he was at the police headquarters when at about 8 or 9 in the morning.
Right.
Then the plane struck at about 9 a.m. Like
Right.
literally half an hour later,
Yeah, I think-
he had
yeah,
come to the
exactly.
headquarters.
Exactly.
He ran inside with his partner. So they saved a number of lives from the Twin Towers that were still standing.
Right.
His partner managed to escape. That's how we know the story. But unfortunately, it was too dark, too dusty over there that
Yeah.
he lost his way out,
Too much debris.
and the building collapsed on him.
Oh wow.
About a year or two later, obviously we're sifting through the debris, looking for pieces of human bones, flesh,
Oh, yeah.
personal artifacts. He was found, and it's a miracle, intact, still in his uniform. I think he was wearing uniform when he went in. He has to, I think, to submit his resignation.
Yes.
So still in his uniform. I was attending his funeral, obviously.
Wow. That's something.
So to me, it's personal. A friend of mine was murdered by these radical Muslims because that's who murdered him.
During the 9/11 attack.
9/11. Now, who do you think attacked him?
Yeah, exactly. I mean, my deepest condolences to anybody who lost somebody during that horrible event.
Yeah, it was.
That I remember. I was working. I was at Fort. Who was I? I was on the east side. I was on East 86th Street in Lexington Avenue when it happened. I was working at E.C. Richard & Son at the time, part time. During that horrible event. And now I'm getting ready to 19 years later. It's gonna, the names.
They're reading aloud, but they decided to cancel it. But then in the end, they decided to kind of read the names aloud. And
sadly, Vladimir, I never had the privilege of viewing the World Trade Centers, going inside of them. I always wanted to go in and see how immaculate it was.
You mean when they were still standing?
If they were still standing.
You never went in?
No.
Oh.
No.
You missed
I never
a lot.
had the ability or the privilege of walking in to see how beautiful the building was.
Yeah.
But the rumors I heard it was a beautiful building.
Oh, I was there many times, numerous times, inside and.
How was it inside though? Was it?
Oh, it was fantastic, fantastic. It was a friend of mine used to work for Wall Street Journal TV, right across from them though. But you kind of go through the lobby or this stairs that cross the Hudson, whatever, Route 9.
Yeah.
And the most important thing, you could get all the way up to the roof.
Oh wow.
And it was the tallest open space in the world because you go to other tall buildings,
Right.
you still stay inside. With the Twin Towers, one of them, you go to the roof and you're actually outside. You look down, you see the planes, you see helicopters below you.
Is that what's called Windows of the World?
I
Where
probably
they had on the 88th floor where you could dine and it shows you the whole city. Like you could sit there having a meal, a cup of coffee, whatever you choose.
I don't remember that.
I don't know
They don't like cafeterias and stuff like that, but I don't remember.
how many floors did they have in the towers? Do you know how many floors?
Well,
they
yeah,
have
110.
on each floor?
Well, both of them, 110.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow, I see. That's one thing. I would love to.
Well, but now we're Freedom Towers, thank God.
Yeah. Whose idea was that?
I don't know who the designer, the owner, forget the name of, the owner of this building.
That's what they built, the Freedom.
Yeah, and they made it 100 and.
How many floors they have in the Freedom Tower? Do you know?
Well, the thing is, you can't get out right now. They made it exactly 1,776 feet tall. That's when the Declaration of Independence was signed. I mean, the birth of the guy. 1,776 feet tall, if I'm not mistaken.
I believe that. I believe. Wow, I believe that. I never knew how tall the Freedom Tower was.
But it's going to stay there forever, don't worry. 9/11 will never happen again. Well, the communists want to change the country, of course, the ones that were, were yapping a minute ago
Oh, yeah.
here.
Yeah.
But
Looks
most
like another
Americans
one's
like
going
you,
very soon, too.
we have common sense. We would not allow that to happen.
Yeah, looks like another event can be happening here very soon. Looks
Event.
like they're preparing for another.
Well, it looks like a Japanese
What's
event.
going on?
Free what? Bong. Free bong bong.
What's going on here, guys?
What's a free bong?
Free Hong Kong.
Oh,
Free
free.
Hong Kong from
Oh,
China.
oh, that's Hong Kong. That's right. Oh, absolutely. See, we were just talking about the
China, yeah.
China taking over Hong Kong. This virus that came over there. The
the
communists.
pandemic, like they caused everything, all the
Oh
problems.
my God, the
yeah.
communists. Then again, it's about the Chinese. I mean, you're Chinese.
It's not about the
Hong
Chinese.
Kong is a perfectly
No,
fine country.
we don't say that
Taiwan
we're
is
Chinese.
fine.
We're not even Chinese. Yeah.
No,
Yeah.
no, it's about communism.
Yeah.
That's the most
Yeah,
evil
but-
thing
but
that
yeah,
ever
yeah,
happened.
Chinese are okay.
Free
It's the
Hong Kong
communism.
from
It's the
Exactly.
government. Yeah,
It's
the terrible.
communism, the government. That's exactly right. Yeah.
It's just messing up everywhere. Messing up like New York City.
I came from
yeah.
USSR. You're absolutely right. I came from USSR originally, so I know full well what communism is all about.
Right. Yeah.
Oh, good. Free Hong Kong.
Protest that?
Yeah, because like it's illegal to protest in Hong Kong now.
Oh, it
so
is?
certainly we want to protest in here, right?
Well, it's a free
Yeah,
country.
this is a free country.
Right before you,
This
there
is
were.
United States.
But you know, the funny thing is that right before you, there was another group of people who
yeah.
were for socialism and
Yeah,
for
I know.
communism. Well, of course, obviously, you would vehemently disagree with them, and so would I.
It's illegal to protest in Hong Kong and China. So
It used to be legal until very, very
yeah,
recently.
yeah. Now there's the
So literally-
national security law.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, yeah.
Just a few weeks ago.
Yeah,
That's what they
yeah.
did.
right.
So-
Vladimir, nice talking to you.
Pleasure. Let me give you my card.
Yeah, please.
So that you'll see. I hope that your voice will be heard
Yes.
by as many people as possible. Let me show what I do. So if you look at the back of the card, right here. Yes.
Thanks, Vladimir.
You can get on my YouTube channel, and I'm sure you'll get a lot of positive
Oh, yeah. Yes.
positive comments.
Yes. Vladimir, thank you so much.
Christian, thank you so much. My pleasure. See ya.
有個 schedule 咧，就係我哋喺網上呼籲同呢位先生交50蚊俾佢就可以攞嘅，有埋個盒，咁就 that's all we have right now today。